the next run down, big left round, big gold, rocky, rock, rock, running up and down. Clowns, I know, heights in the air. Heights in the air. Clowns, I know, heights in the air.
Welcome everyone, welcome to another edition of the Jim Rat Pack Does Entertainment. With myself, Larry Olubamiwo, and my partner in crime,
Mr. L Rock.
Yeah. We're here to give you our take on everything entertainment-wise, especially movies and TV, and a little bit of sport here and there, you know? But we've got a whole bag of things to talk about, am I right?
Yeah.
So let us dive right in. And boy, I have to say, Tyson Fury smashed the shit out of Deontay Wilder.
He sure did. Right, let's go back to our prediction. So,
Okay.
we did predict round 4.
Yeah. So you said specifically 4.
I said 4. You said
and I said
earlier.
4 to 6.
Yeah.
We were both wrong.
Both wrong.
And to his credit,
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder put up a hell of a fight.
Great fight.
Hell of a fight.
Yeah.
If you're talking great fight in terms of skill, not necessarily. Especially towards the end rounds, the later rounds. If we're talking about a great fight in terms of ups, downs, this one's on control now, that one's in control, this one's got knocked down, that one's got knocked down. It was one of the best fights in a long while.
Yeah.
What you watched the fight? I'm taking it right.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the fight?
The way Deontay came out, I was like, oh, that is coming out serious. And Fury was still doing his thing. I still actually had Fury up on points.
Up until the knockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like through most of it. Most of it.
Yeah.
But Deontay, look, he was waiting. And I was thinking, is the bang going to come?
Well, it came a couple times.
Yeah.
Knocked him down.
Yeah. Is it going to
few
come? And then, Fury just got up. But he was, both of them had heart of lion. And they had to go into the next level. That's real fighters.
Yeah.
Real fighters.
Yeah. That's a dig deep.
Yeah, everything went out the window. It's like, I want this more than you. And both of them showed that they wanted it more than each other.
Yeah.
So for Deontay to even go that far, and for Fury to just get up after he got slammed a couple times, I was just like, I didn't know what way it was going to go. So like I said, I had Fury up on points. And then after the knockdowns of Fury, I thought, he could catch him. He could catch him. But Fury, heart of a lion.
Bro.
Heart of a lion.
Bro, 100%. 100%. Like, that fight went... I mean, obviously, the winner was the guy who we thought was going to win. But the way that fight went, it completely came out of left field for me.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, Deontay Wilder came out really aggressively.
Yeah.
Like, really aggressively.
I want to win this.
And I think the reason why is because the second fight, that's what Fury did. Fury came out aggressively. Fury came out and really put it on him from the beginning. And that was Freddie Roach's advice to him in the first fight that he should have done.
Okay.
So he implemented that in the second fight. So obviously to counter that, Deontay's gone in there aggressively.
Yeah, same.
And you know what I mean? And it did work. It did work. He was using his jab more.
Yeah.
So I have to take back. I still reckon he wasn't the man to train Wilder for this fight. But I still have to take back a little bit what I said in terms of Malik Scott training him.
Yeah.
Because he did help him.
The improvement was there.
It was there.
It was noticeable.
It was there. It was definitely there. You saw him using his jab more. Even one of the knockdown that really scared me. I can't remember which knockdown it was. When he teed him up with the jab and he connected with that right hand. And you could see Fury. I mean, they showed it in slow motion. His body shook, and then he went down. I thought, oh, that's over. Because every other person he's caught with that right hand has gone.
Has gone.
Gone. We're talking good. I mean, Luis Ortiz is
What do you think went through Deontay's mind when he knocked him like that and he got back up?
The same thing that went through his mind when he knocked him down in the second fight and he went down and get up like the Undertaker.
Okay,
because like... I saw, because I rewound it a few times to see Deontay's face, and he was like, yeah, getting happy, getting excited,
yeah.
And then man got up again.
Okay.
And I think that...
What does that do to you though as a boxer when you've given him one of your best shots and he gets up?
I think... it's disheartening. It's extremely
that's
disheartening.
what I mean. Like,
it's extremely disheartening. But I think at the same time, like when I knock people down, I never celebrated. No. I only celebrate, and even then, I talk about celebrate. I'm more relieved when the fight's over.
Yeah.
But until that ref has stopped that fight is not over. So just because the guy's on the ground, as we see with Tyson Fury. Man can get up again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was never one of these guys to celebrate once I've knocked a man down, because they can get up and still win the fight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, simple.
So you can see that Deontay still hasn't got rid of that, and I think that did affect him, because that does play with your energy levels, because you know when you get excited, your adrenaline goes up.
Yeah. And then you use more, right? And then you drop,
and it comes back down.
Okay.
So I think that affected him. I think Fury used his experience in there, and when I say experience, he used his weight to his advantage big time. Yeah. Laid on him, bullied him, all up, pushed him back.
Just sucked his energy
out.
Yeah.
But also, Fury, if you watch, Fury is a seasoned fighter in terms of he knows when to step on the gas, when to slow it back down because he needs a breather, when to grab him because he needs a breather.
Okay.
You know, when to mess him about grabbing him because he wants him to tire himself out.
Yeah.
It shows, and you know, I think it was Larry Holmes that always said you can't buy experience, and that is a perfect example of that.
Okay,
do you know what I mean?
Okay,
because
it's a whole strategy.
It's a whole strategy.
Okay,
this is why they say fighting is a science.
Yeah, because
people will look at that and think, they're just messing around, they're just clinching. There's an art to that. There's a reason why they're doing that. Either one wants to get a breather, or one wants to tire the other one out.
Or sometimes both want a breather.
Sometimes both of them,
when there's almost like an understanding. Like,
exactly. But that's when you get boring fights. Yeah. Because they both want a breather. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, none of us are going to throw punches. We're just going to lay on each other and cuddle and, you know? Whereas both of them, one wanted a breather, one wanted to stop them get a breather. When they were both tired, even when they were both trying to get a breather, you can tell, okay, this ain't going to last long because someone's going to... And you always saw Tyson Fury throw a cheeky uppercut on there because, again, he's the more skilled guy. Yeah. He's got an array of shots to be able to throw. Yeah. Deontay Wilder didn't. I don't remember him throwing one uppercut in there. And there was plenty of opportunities to throw an uppercut. Do you see what I'm saying? But Tyson Fury, as awkward as he looks, he's very athletic for a big guy. And that's why he can throw these shots from all these different kind of shots from different angles. Do you know? He's been fighting since he was fucking born, literally. Do you know what I mean? So that's most travelers are very well versed in the art of boxing. You know, I feel that although he didn't really have much of a choice, I feel that Deontay Wilder coming in at his career heaviest in the long run didn't help him because as you saw, he got very tired. Yeah. Towards the middle of the fight, and his hands were down, and it just so happened that for whatever reason Tyson Fury was a little bit tired, but again he knew when to get his breathers in, so he didn't look as worse for wear as Deontay Wilder did. No, not towards the end. Towards the end, especially when Deontay Wilder had his hands down and Fury just picking him off with the jab, throwing, the hooks as well, because he didn't have his hands up, wasn't covering the sides. Throwing the body shots as well to tire him down, because I know what Deontay Wilder was thinking, and in theory, it's a good thought that I need to put on more weight because he's the bigger man, he's going to bully me as he did in the first two fights. I need to have some weight and strength to push him back. What he should have done, if that was the strategy, which obviously it was to have 2 or 3 warm-up fights to get his body used to that weight, used to fighting at that weight, because he's naturally not that big a guy. He came in at 17 and a half stone, something like that. He's normally a 15 stone 11 guy That's a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight
to be
and
carrying
to
in a
still be
fight.
conditioned and go up and come down in condition.
It's a lot of weight. Trust me.
Yeah.
So that
was Fury.
Oh, Fury was heavy, but Fury's used to being heavy.
Yeah.
So even if he's not that conditioned, he's used to carrying that weight. So it's not a big deal to him.
It didn't look like a big deal.
It wasn't, because that is literally probably he's heavier than that walking around in the street.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
more conditioned man start blowing after like 2-3 rounds.
But again, he knows how to breathe in the ring. He knows when to throw a shot. That is a science in itself, and you need plenty of experience to know how to do that.
That's something you can only learn with experience.
You can only learn that with experience. And this is why you can get I've seen videos of like some old 70-year-old guy knocking out some 20-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 20-year-old guy has got everything on him as far as athleticism is concerned. But when it comes to experience and fighting in a ring, the older guy has the experience, and he knows when to throw the shot, when to cover up. And he was knocking that guy to the point where his mates had to come in and stop it because he was getting battered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just a friggin' exciting fight.
It was an exciting fight.
I tell you, a fight you guys should watch that replicates the excitement of this fight was this fight in the 70s between George Foreman and Ron Lyle. I think this fight was just after George Foreman lost to Muhammad Ali. We lost the title to Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah.
If you watch that fight, it was exactly the same as this one knocked that one down, then that one knocked this one down. And they were both big punches at the time as well. And George Foreman just won that fight by the skin of his teeth by knocking the guy out. But it was literally like, I think George Foreman knocked him down 4 times in the end, and he knocked George Foreman down 3 times.
It was one of those.
It's crazy because that was the golden era of heavyweights, really.
Yeah.
And anyone from that era could have been a heavyweight champion. Now, even that Ron Lyle, who never won a title, he could have easily been a world heavyweight champion.
What, today?
If he was in this era. That's how good that era was, you know?
Yeah.
But there's so well done to Tyson Fury for winning, retaining his title. And well done to Deontay Wilder as well for putting up such a fantastic fight. Now, a few issues come up with this fight. So first of all, Tyson Fury is calling Deontay Wilder a sore loser because he came up to Wilder. He came up to Wilder afterwards in the ring, and Wilder fobbed him off basically.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? And you've already pretty much said it, but what
he is a sore loser. But then I was thinking about it. Like, say, how many times has he lost? 3 times, would you
3
say?
times now to the same man.
To the same man.
No, 2 times because the first one was a draw.
Yeah, all right. But let's say he's lost. I think for him, he just wants to beat him. And I think maybe the frustration is just too much for him to bear. Which can be, and that's male pride sometimes. It's like, he's, how many years now has he spent preparing over all 3 fights to beat Fury? He's been a massive part of his life.
It's true.
And
I didn't think of it like
yeah,
that.
that's how I'm at first I was thought, oh, you're just a sore loser. But if I put my kids and my missus and my family through, I'm going to fight this guy, I'm going to beat this guy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then he just keeps banging me. Like I might just say, I might just say, you know what? Nah, man, move. Like, I might just say that. And I never thought of it like that. You know, there's like, oh yeah, it was a great fight. Everyone huggy, kissy. But you know, that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes.
His coach, Malik Scott, said that the reason why he gave him the cold shoulder was because, do you remember that in the second fight, Deontay Wilder was claiming that Tyson Fury cheated by weighting up the glove and all of that. And he said he still feels like he cheated. So for him, he still has beef with him. So he says, why should I, you know,
respect him
basically.
Yeah.
While I understand the theory behind that, the reality is he did not cheat.
No.
He did not cheat. No. The glove might have been a bit loose. I've seen the pictures. The glove might have been a bit loose. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong. He didn't weight the glove. No, of course not.
Yeah.
He didn't weight the glove.
Okay.
He might not have put his hand all the way through. There's not cheating. No,
Okay.
you're allowed to do that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So and now I'm hearing that he's coming up with all these excuses that my knuckle was broken and this was broken. And you see, this is what I don't like. When if you've lost to the better man, and Tyson Fury was quite clearly the better man, just admit it. Even if you're saying, "Oh, I had this injury, I had that injury, that injury," you lost to the superior fighter because one, you don't know what that guy was going through, and I've had it on good authority, as you know, we've got a very mutual friend that Tyson Fury didn't have a perfect camp either. He had a few things going on, including family issues. You know, it's enough to send a man do lally. So you don't know what the next man has gone through. So why are you bringing up the excuses? Do you know what I mean? And then on top of that, I think I showed you something from the Daily Mail. Now the Daily Mail, I think it was another fighter, a UFC fighter. In fact, I think it's Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier.
And what was he saying? Something about...
former MMA star Daniel Cormier slams referee for crazy slow count after Tyson Fury was knocked down twice by Deontay Wilder in the 4th round before bouncing back to defend the WBC title with an 11th round knockout. I'm not going to go into this article, but basically Daniel Cormier and a lot of other people are saying that it was a long count, that basically he was on the floor for 15 seconds instead of the, whatever, how long the ref counted.
Yeah.
My answer to that is that happens all the time in boxing. That happens all the time in boxing.
Does it really?
And I'll tell you why. Because a human being is not a clock. So I can count like 1, 2, 3. That could be 5 seconds. I'm not a clock.
Yeah.
I can only go. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's not a clock.
Right. It happens all the time in boxing.
Yeah.
But believe me, as a former professional boxer, it happens all the time in boxing. It's not a conspiracy.
Sometimes it's quicker.
Sometimes it's quick. Yeah. Thank you. Sometimes because there's not. Human beings are not clocks.
Yeah.
You know, you're only going by a certain rhythm. Everyone's got different rhythms.
Yeah.
So someone can be like 1, 2, 3. Another one could be like 1, 2.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not a conspiracy. It's not, that's just what it is. That's the luck of the draw. And I'm pretty sure if they looked at Deontay's knockdowns, it was the same thing.
Yeah. Just because he got up earlier. Because
they both of them got up early.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you're down, you're taking that moment.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna count to 10, I'm gonna try and get up at say 7.
7 or 8.
7 or 8.
That's the safest spot. You don't get up at 9.
No.
You don't get up at 9.
Yeah, too late. Too late. But what I'm saying is, you're gonna pick the rhythm. So you know he's going 1, 2. But if he was going quicker, I'm pretty sure Fury would have got up.
Because again, as a professional boxer, you're always told, as soon as you get knocked down, the first thing you do is get the count of the ref.
Yeah,
that's the first thing you do.
Just tune into
because you're out of it for a split couple of seconds. I've been there. You're at, like, I remember when I fought John McDermott. The punch didn't even hurt me. I was punching, and then all of a sudden I'm on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, I've been knocked down.
Man, so what am I doing here?
What am I doing here? I didn't even realise the shot that hit me.
For
That's what I was saying. It wasn't hurt, but
okay. I
was just like, whoa, what am I doing here? Yeah. I need to get. First thing I need to get is the count.
The count.
We's on 5. Okay, I've got a couple of seconds before I have to get up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get up.
Yeah.
So that's all Tyson is. You hit the nail on the head. Tyson Fury was down. The first thing he's going to do is pick up the count of the ref.
Yeah.
If the ref was counting fast, he would have got up.
Quicker,
Because you can see he wasn't out of it.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It was just sort of lying there taking a breather.
Right.
He wasn't like a...
Yeah, exactly.
Rolling around.
Right.
Like.
So I think people need to chill out with that. Because if you look... With the same ref counting Deontay Wilder when he was down, you will find the same thing. It was probably a bit long. It's just the referee's rhythm.
Okay.
So I had a good friend of mine from Canada, Eric Kelm, big up Eric, who messaged me that and thinking that it was a big controversy. But I just wanted, Eric, if you're watching this, you probably are. It isn't. It really isn't. This is a common thing in boxing. And it just depends on the ref's rhythm. And I'm quite sure if you look down on Deontay's knockdowns, it's the same. It's
and
the
if
same
you
thing.
look at the ref's back catalogue, It's probably the same
Yeah,
rhythm.
yeah.
I'm sure he's not speeding it up, slowing it down.
No,
he just
no.
counts
I
the way
don't
he
believe
counts.
so. I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
So the last question,
Yes.
AJ, has he even got a chance?
Against who?
Both of them. Any of them.
My thing is, if, and that's a big if, he beats Usyk, which I don't think he will do.
Yeah.
We can't even talk about him fighting Tyson Fury.
No.
That's not in the cards for him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
if he beats, no, even forget that. Okay, if he loses to Usyk, as we both think he's going to lose to Usyk in a rematch,
Yeah, I do.
does he beat Deontay Wilder? I think on the back of that fight, that's a big hell no.
No.
What do you think?
I think even if he was lucky enough to beat Usyk, I just don't think he'd beat Deontay.
I don't think he's beaten Deontay.
Yeah.
I think in fact, I think the only fighter that can give Deontay a good fight is Usyk. Obviously, apart from Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I think he beats Dylan White.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought he beats Dylan White, but even more so on the back of that performance.
Yeah.
Right? I think he beats Anthony Joshua. I think he beats Andy Ruiz, although that would be a tough fight because I do rate Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I sparred with him, so I know how good he is.
Okay.
Andy Ruiz. I think he beats Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, of course he beats Joseph Parker. I can't see what Parker's going to do against Deontay Wilder. Do you know what I mean? And one thing people need to understand is just because he couldn't finish Fury, that doesn't mean he's lost any power. That's just how tough Fury is. And then also the question but then the question then becomes, because Fury's dad then said he doesn't want him to fight Dylan because he can't get up for someone like Dylan. And I understand that. I understand that. He can only get up for the big fight. His dad just wants him to fight Usyk.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and then done. And I get that.
Yeah.
Because these fights that he's gone through, these 3 fights with a murderous puncher like Deontay, and he's admitted it himself, is going to take a hell of a lot out of him. It's going to shorten his career.
Yeah.
He's been knocked down.
His toll, yeah.
Right. It's going to take its toll.
Yeah.
And I doubt that he wants to live life after boxing, you know.
Yeah. Slightly slurry. And...
Yeah, exactly. With not all these faculties with him. So, and I agree with his dad. I don't think Tyson Fury can get up for a Dylan White fight or anyone that's not the best. Like he probably could still get up for an AJ fight because AJ still has that public support.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he still get up because that'll still be a spectacle.
Still a golden child in the UK.
Yeah. That'll still be a spectacle.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, especially with the punishment that he's taken over these 3 fights with a murderous puncher like Deontay, I feel the best thing for him to do, as his dad said, is fight Usyk and retire. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think if Joshua beats Usyk, he fights Joshua. Just because.
Yeah.
Just because. Yeah. And if Joshua loses,
which we think he will,
which I think he will, then just
fight
that's Usyk. It. Fight and go out on a high.
Yeah. So because what the WBC have said to him is straight after the fight. Imagine they said to him, "You have 30 days to fix a fight with Usyk. Otherwise, you're going to have to fight Dylan White as a mandatory because Dylan White is mandatory now."
Oh, right.
So I think if he follows his dad's advice, which he very possibly could, I think he drops the WBC title because he's at that stage now where he doesn't need a title.
No.
He's Floyd Mayweather level where you don't need a title to make it a big fight.
Yeah,
you don't need a title. So I feel that that's possibly what's going to happen. He's going to drop the title to not fight Dylan White, wait for the winner of AJ and Usyk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then fight them and then retire.
For him, not like belittling Dylan White.
Yeah.
But for him, Dylan White is not.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to happen for him.
Yeah.
He's got nothing to prove there.
No.
He wants AJ or Usyk and that's it.
Yeah.
And then end of days.
Exactly.
End of days.
Exactly. So, yeah.
And that's it. In a nutshell.
Yeah, boy. So tell us what you thought of the fight. What did you think of Deontay's performance? What did you think of Tyson Fury's performance? Where do you think Wilder goes from here? Where do you see Fury going from here? Do you see him dropping the WBC title or not? Let us know in the comments down below what you think. And we'll be sure to reply to your comments, won't we?
Next to your comment. All right. On to other things, on to other matters. So, Dave Chappelle. I saw it, night before last?
And I saw it today.
And you saw it today?
Yeah.
Boy, he's getting some backlash right now. He's getting some backlash.
Yes.
Not from us, may I say.
Hell no.
But there's backlash and there's, firings from Netflix and all sorts going on.
There's some backlash and then there's some backlash against the backlash.
Okay. So first of all,
yeah,
let's talk about his stand-up. Is he not the best?
Bro.
Is there anyone better than Dave Chappelle right now?
Bro.
First of all.
Right now, no.
No.
Right now, Dave Chappelle is the man.
He's the man.
And I'm going to be real honest with you. Like, Leon knows I'm a big Chris Rock fan.
Yeah.
You know I'm a big... My two favourite for the last while has been Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. But for some reason, I don't know why, I always held Chris Rock slightly higher than Dave Chappelle. There's a new champ now.
Yeah.
After watching that, there's a new champ. His intelligence with his comedy just keeps astounding me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It to the point where even my missus, who's not, I mean, it's not that she's not a Dave Chappelle fan, but she doesn't really watch Dave Chappelle like she watches Chris Rock. And even she was like, when I was watching this, I need to watch this again. This guy's so smart. To say that while you're watching a comedy, blatant comedy, stand-up, is
because
mind blown.
With Dave, you are learning something. You are learning. There are comedians that talk about real life situations and this and that, but the way he knits things together is like no other.
Well, let me just stop you there. I just want to say we have a very good comedian in Leon. Like he's probably the funniest guy that I know.
Thanks,
literally.
Man.
No, for real. And when it comes to comedy, he's the man. So he's the expert when it comes to this. So,
I don't know about expert.
Well, out of the two of us, he's the expert.
But what I would say is like Chris Rock, legend.
Yes.
Absolute legend.
Yeah.
And he dominated for an era.
Yeah.
He dominated.
Yeah.
But the way he composed his jokes were like, it just wasn't as thoughtful. Like the way Dave thinks about things, but always current. And always from all walks of life and all things that are happening. For me, he's just a deeper thinker than most comedians.
I agree with that. I agree with the deeper thinker part. I think Chris Rock, when he's done his specials, takes the current what's going on currently.
He's got a bag of insight.
But I think as you said, I think Dave Chappelle has more insight and he does a lot more thinking.
Yes.
But I think because I heard his parents are teachers or were teachers, and I think it comes a lot from that.
Yeah.
I think it comes. You can see that he studies and he like you said, he's very cerebral. That's the word.
Yeah.
Very cerebral.
Yeah.
And I think he gets that from his parents.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But the closer was fantastic. As close as a 10 out of 10 as I can rate something. I not only was I laughing, but as you said, I learned something. I didn't know about Sojourner Truth.
No,
I didn't know about. As soon as because I'm like that. As soon as I hear a name I don't know about, I'm like, okay, let me Google. Who she is, and it rang a lot of truth about the whole feminist movement and how they exclude black people, black women, should I say? Yeah, it rang true. Again, this is what I love about Dave Chappelle. He will make comedy, but he will bring it from real life, but he will study it so that he's not just talking out of thin air. It's stuff that's you can
it's
literally.
It's not surface.
Yeah, you can search it and find out the information for yourself to then see that, okay, this guy was chatting truth.
Yeah.
Do you know, like I said,
It weren't for laughs. It weren't just for laughs.
Right. He does. And just like the whole thing that's given him the controversy with the transgender community, I don't understand it. And I know you don't understand it. Because not once did he really make, especially, I mean, I've heard him in other specials, but not once in that special did I really hear a massive disparaging joke about the transgender community.
Like highly derogatory or this, like, it's not really there.
In fact, in the end, he praised a friend of his who was a transgender comic who ended up killing herself.
Daphne.
And he really went in praising this girl as well as making fun. But again, he said, and she was a massive fan of his. Yeah. And she was defending him.
She followed him around and he was her inspiration. She went to all his gigs.
And this was a transgender woman.
And he brought her in to open his show. Right. Big Dave Chappelle, you know. Right. Big Dave Chappelle.
Right.
We're not talking small time. We're talking Dave Chappelle. And she bombed. And he still was backing it.
Bro, if you know, and what he's also trying to say in his comedy, which is really a commentary on what's going on at the moment, is that he said in one part, I don't hate gays. I'm actually jealous of you guys. I'm jealous of the LGBT community because you've managed to do in 10, 15 years what we as black people have been trying to do for 400 years. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you've done it faster. Yeah. So I'm jealous of you lot, which people are not, especially from the transgender community, are not computing. They're not, why is that? You know, he mentioned that it was easier for Bruce Jenner to change sex than it was for Cassius Clay to change his name to Muhammad Ali. Yeah. Why is that? These are the questions that the transgender community don't want to answer for whatever reason.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I didn't see anything in that in that stand up, the close up that the transgender community should be mad about. Did you?
Well, not really. No. I'm saying not really. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because I'm just thinking, when you go to all these comedians' back catalogue, who do they not mock?
Well, you see,
they mock their own. They mock like other religions, other cultures, other creeds. Yeah. No one's out of bounds.
I do, and you're right, but I do, and that's one of the reasons. Just going off at a tangent quickly. This is one of the reasons why I don't back people that say, "Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen, for instance, is a racist, or he hates this group of people, or he hates that group of people." Because if you watch all of his films, he goes in on his own people. He goes in on the Jewish community as well as other people. So my thing is, if you're willing to go in on your own people like that, I have nothing to say really. If you know what I mean, when
you're steering clear of your own, then
right. You know, I mean, do you remember in Borat when he was like saying, because they went to a hotel where there was Jewish people, and he was like, "Oh no, Jews," and then the cockroaches came through the door. "Oh no, they've turned form. Give them money, give them." I was like, if any non-Jewish person did that, you're done. You're done. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Do you know what I mean? You're done. Your career's over. So he went in, but so you can't really. But again, that's me going off at a tangent. I do feel certain things should be slightly out of bounds.
You do?
Slightly. And I say that, I again, this is probably going off at a tangent. I say it like this. I had a conversation with a guy one day when I was at work. This was a long time ago. And he was saying, that we should make more jokes about racism, because the more we joke about it, the less people will feel like it's, like they want to do it. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. And I said, do you know why that doesn't work? Because that's personal to the person that suffers the racism, which is usually black people. And I said, it will just be like me saying, well, if your sister got raped, let's make a joke out of it, because then it's not so serious and maybe people won't want to rape no more. And he goes, yeah, I wouldn't feel good about it. I said, exactly, because it's a personal thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we talk about like someone's religion, for instance, that's something personal. I don't feel like people should be, you know what I mean? I think most things shouldn't be out of bounds, but I feel like certain things that you know are going to start something, like religion, you know, like family.
I feel nothing's out of bounds if you're skilled like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Highly skilled.
But then how many people are highly skilled?
No, they're not.
This is
They're
my
not.
point.
So if you go for it and you fuck up, then that's you.
Yeah, but fucking up could be the difference between life and death.
But that's what I'm saying. So
things.
you make your own choices. But I'm saying there are people intelligent enough to do it in such a way where you can't really pin them down on it. But I'm talking, the guy at work, let's have like black jokes. Like, that's what it's going to be.
But this is my point. This is what I'm saying.
Like dumb black jokes.
That don't make no sense. No. And as soon as I said it to him, well, let's do something personal about you. He was like, oh no, precisely.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This is why it doesn't necessarily work, right?
If you're not highly skilled,
stay away. Which unfortunately is most comics. Most comics are nowhere near the Dave Chappelle level. You know what I mean?
Better stick with the nut jokes.
Right. Do you know what I mean? So
better stick with the nut jokes.
But I found it. One thing I will also say, and this is not a slight on. It's the one thing I've got against Dave, but it's most black comics, is the continual use of the N-word.
Okay.
You know I don't like that word. I know you like using it sometimes, right? The reason why I'm personally of the opinion that no one, including black people, should use that word. And I'll tell you why. A good reason why is I feel Black America is the primary reason why every other race in America, especially white people, are not comfortable using that word. I saw a video one time where this policeman was arresting this white dude. He obviously listens to hip hop and whatnot. You can tell by the way he dressed. And he was calling them the N-word. And so the police officer said, I'm not black. And he goes, yeah, I don't mean the N-word as in ER. I mean the N-word as in A. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell difference does it make? You shouldn't be saying that word. But precisely, he's been kind of indoctrinated by listening to this music, by watching people like Dave Chappelle use this word and feel it's okay to use the word. Do you see what I'm saying? So where I get where they were going with this when they first started it. They wanted word ownership. We wanted to reclaim that, not reclaim because we never made that word up, but they wanted to take that word and make it mean something else. It just didn't work. Okay. Do you feel it worked? Because you know, if any other color came up to you and used the N-word, you'll be swinging.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But I think it's just made it a bit more accessible for
non-black people.
Black people.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's my thing. I think that word should be just dead and buried. No one use it.
But it's not gonna be.
Obviously, it's not. Yeah. Obviously, that's not going to happen.
It's just.
But that's just my one slight on Dave Chappelle. But it's all comics. So yeah, you know. But other than that, it fucking I'm sorry to swear, but it was fantastic.
No, it was.
It was fantastic, yeah, and I'm gonna watch it again tomorrow probably.
He's brilliant.
He's just a fantastic. So what about the controversy? So Netflix have now sacked, I think, 3 people. One being a transgender employee.
Yeah, and 2 others.
Yeah, and 2 others over them protesting that they should take off the special off Netflix. What do you think of that?
They did it via Twitter, didn't they? How did they?
I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
But how were they saying that? Was they saying internal or external?
I think they crashed. They crashed a meeting.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah, they crashed the meeting.
First of all, like, this is your place of work. Like, respect the hustle. If you know, there are chains. Like, Netflix is a big place, so you got to do things the right way. What do you mean crashing the meeting? This is Netflix. Yeah. This is the biggest streaming site in the world
at the moment.
Who commands more money? Like, nobody.
Yeah.
So I think people sometimes, like, business is business, and I think they never really had anything to feel. Why didn't they do this he's got a back catalogue on Netflix. So why are you waiting for this one?
Well, apparently he got dragged over Twitter for his last stand-up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe there weren't enough people at Netflix at that time to do that. My thing is this, and you just touched on it. You've got nothing to protest about.
Yeah. What did he do really?
What did he do
really?
that was so offensive to the transgender, the LGBT community? I don't understand, because I'm watching it, waiting to see. Like, even before I watched the show today, I've watched clips of the supposed bits that were supposed to be offensive to the LGBT community, and I was like, "Is that it?"
I'm not really.
I'm not seeing it.
If I'm missing something, somebody tell me.
Please,
like,
let us know.
I will.
I'm happy to be.
Yeah, like, I just missed it. Am I being ignorant?
I don't think so, and to be honest, most people don't think so.
Yeah.
Even a lot of people in the transgender community or the LGBT community don't think so.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Even the comic, is it Flame? The American transgender comic, Flame.
I don't know that person.
Yeah.
But
they're 30 years deep.
Right.
Flame something. But yeah, they were like, it's funny. It's funny. Why are you making something out of nothing?
And to prove my point, or our point, that he said he's jealous of the LGBT community because they've managed to get in 15, 20 years what we've been we haven't even got in 400 years. He made a point of the baby. Now, I only know about the baby recently because of all of this crap. Yeah. I don't listen to this new music no more.
Any man that calls himself a baby.
The baby, yeah. Really so apparently he made some offensive comments to the LGBT community.
Yeah, at a concert or something.
Something like I don't know what happened. But what Dave Chappelle said, and people from the transgender and LGBT community don't seem to grasp, is that he said the baby is a wild guy. He's shot a black person in Walmart and nothing bad happened to his career. But he offended, and he fully admits what he said was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, Dave Chappelle admits that what he said was wrong. But he offends the LGBT community and now he's cancelled. What does that say? So you can kill a black person, that's not really going to harm your career. You're good. But just offend the LGBT community and you're cancelled. And he went on to say, when you cancel someone, you're effectively killing them because that man cannot earn a living no more. And he mentioned about Kevin Hart and the Oscars.
Yeah.
So, and that's all he's asking the LGBT community to consider. That you know, he's really, and in the end, he even said, this is going to be my last stand-up for a while, and I'm not going to make any more jokes to the LGBT community until I know for sure we are laughing together. If that's not gracious, I don't know what is.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gracious is that. What other word can you use?
Honestly,
yeah.
Because he could have just gone hard, carry on, bro. Nah, I don't care. Tear.
Business,
right? And he even said, obviously some of these people don't know who I am. I'm the guy that walked away from 50 million.
Yeah, and he did.
Man,
where'd he go? Africa.
Right. Because they tried to get him to, do all this messed up stuff that, he didn't want to do.
He didn't want to
in his own show.
Yeah, 50 mil.
You know what I mean?
Walked away from it.
That's a man with integrity. That is a man with integrity. And then he came back and then he got 60 mil for the Netflix special. Yeah. Remember?
Also, that's a man that had a few mil.
Obviously.
Do you walk away from 50 mil if you're broke?
But I will say, he wasn't 60 mil, 50 mil rich.
No.
He had a few mil. He had a few mil.
Yeah.
But even he admits even at the Dave Chappelle show level, he wasn't big. He even fully admits that in this show.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't.
So that's a man with integrity. Yeah. And this is why I believe a lot of people, including a lot of white people, love Dave Chappelle. Because he has that integrity that he's not willing to do something that goes against his beliefs.
Yeah. And you know what? In the beginning, black people weren't really fucking with Dave Chappelle.
Really?
I was always on
Dave Chappelle.
But no, people weren't because of the way he did his comedy.
Right.
Like remember the era he came through. You had the Chris Tuckers, and you had the Bernie Macs. You had the
Chris Rocks,
pro-black,
black
black jokes. Whereas Dave Chappelle was slightly, he was a bit different.
But I think
He was a bit different.
I think Dave Chappelle, because he's in an interracial marriage, I think that upsets a few people. Maybe before, maybe not so much now, but maybe before in that time that upset a few people. Because you get idiots that are like, oh, you're married to a different race, blah blah blah. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, those are idiots. I feel, and also as we touched on earlier, he's a little bit more cerebral with his comedy. Because my missus, and I probably fell into this trap too with Chris Rock. He's got that delivery that even the non-thinking person will just be, it's funny. Do you know what I mean? And just laugh at the jokes. Whereas Chappelle, you got to listen to what he's saying.
And the thing is, you don't always laugh at Chappelle.
No. But sometimes
because it's like a lecture, but in such a captivating way. It's not that's really funny. It's not. It's like, rah, that's blown my mind without laughing. That's blown my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But
So
all in all, 10 out of 10, mate.
Bruv.
Who gets more, like 10 out of 10?
Bruv, there ain't no one doing stand-up like Dave Chappelle right now. I don't think there will be for a long time, especially with the way things are now with certain movements and you're not allowed to do this and that joke.
But the one person that I wish was still alive is Patrice O'Neal. If you know about Patrice O'Neal, please just
drop down in the comments.
Yeah, drop down in the comments if you know about him. Because this brother here would not hold his punches for nobody, and he didn't care. He was one of the first to not care about political correctness. And he's gone too soon. R.I.P. Patrice, but...
Yeah, man. But, so let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of the Dave Chappelle Netflix special, The Closer.
And if we missed something.
Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? What do you think about the whole controversy with the LGBT community and the transgender community in particular? Do you think he offended them? Do you think he didn't offend them? And what do you feel about him not making any more stand-up for a while? Please note down in the comments what you think. And we'll be able to respond to your... Right, our next topic is the new trailer for the new Scream film has just been released. We've watched it together.
Nah.
Yeah. What did you think of it, Leon?
I feel like I've seen that trailer about 50,000 times. The same old... It hasn't evolved at all. It hasn't evolved. Like even the same old small town, in the same old community.
The same old
and
phone
people
call.
dying in the same way.
Yeah. It's we've both watched the trailer and it's basically this... It's like watching the first film all over again.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything different. I have to say the Scream franchise for me is tired.
Finished.
It's tired.
It's finished.
You had one thing going for it, which was unlike the other slasher films like Jason and Freddy, you always knew who the antagonist was. Obviously, Freddy was the antagonist.
Yeah.
Jason, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
With this one, you've always got a new antagonist. So that was always interesting to me to find out. Because it was sort of like a detective story as well. But I just feel like it's the same thing we're watching. Like, I liked the first one. The second one was meh. The second one was crap. I mean, the third one, sorry, it was crap.
Yeah.
The fourth one had some redeeming qualities about it. It had some redeeming qualities about it. Am I looking forward to this? No. Are you?
No, the wheels are off. The wheels are falling off.
Yeah, I won't watch this in the cinema unless someone's paying for me to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for this to come on, I don't know, streaming, Sky, whatever.
I'm going to wait for this to come on free TV. That's how, I don't care.
Yeah, it's just played out. I mean...
It's like Final Destination. Like the first 1 and 2, you was like, rah, they're
Yeah,
inventive
yeah.
ways of dying. Now
Yeah.
it's just like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna fall over the cat and bang
don't-
your head on the side of the
Although
cupboard.
I have to say, you're 100% right about Final Destination, but it is a guilty pleasure of mine. I still love those films. It's a guilty. But truth be told, the films are not great.
But the endearing quality is, how can they find this person to die?
Yes.
Like in this random,
yes.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fell over, fell in a buggy, run down the street, then the truck hit them.
I wish you never said that, because some idiot at a studio is going to think, oh, let's do another one of that.
Yeah.
I mean, how many sequels are we going to get now? I mean, they've got another Halloween Kills is going to be coming out. I think the same day as Venom it comes out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The last one was good. I did like the last one. But
The last one, Halloween?
yeah. But I just feel like...
I think the last time I watched Halloween, who is it? Jamie Lee was in it.
Jamie Lee was in this
She's in this
last
one as well?
Old woman.
What, the
now.
one just gone?
Yeah, old woman.
Okay,
It was literally 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It got
Okay,
released.
see, I missed that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, the time before,
when she was young.
when she was a young buck. Now she all head now.
Yeah. But I just feel like you need to come up with some better ideas now.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just. I feel some it can work with some, like I think a lot of people like us that grew up with like Freddy, with like Michael Myers. Well, yeah, to some extent with Jason. I think even though they'll churn out sequels and it'll be the same thing, I think nostalgia will keep us going maybe to cinema. Where even though Scream is relatively older, because I was still young when the first Scream came out, as were you. But I just don't feel it's got that same nostalgia to it like the others I just mentioned. What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think now, see, the Scream is like set in some big house. You know, like it's always in them big old American suburb houses where they got about 5 entrances.
You got the pretty young girl.
Do you know what I mean?
Phone call.
Try and have Scream in the ghetto with your metal gate on the front. You know, man ain't getting in. He's not getting in.
Speaking of which,
the lift ain't working. All sorts. He's not getting in.
Speaking of which, I'll tell you a film a horror from the ghetto that long time ago happened, and they wanted to do a remake. Was Wes Craven's People Under the Stairs? You remember that film?
Vaguely.
Yeah, bro, you need to watch that film again.
Anyway,
but that was a good film, and that's a film they should remake. And before Wes Craven died, he wanted to remake that film. I don't know if they'll still, but that's a remake I would like to see.
Yeah,
I would like to see that.
Yeah,
right.
But even just updating Scream, like in the city or something, just changing it into real life, not that same town, that same. Oh, the local sheriff and the local postman who done it. Like, it's dry now. It's played out. It's finished. I ain't got nothing to say on it.
I think that's all that can be said. You know what I mean? But yeah, so tell us what you thought of the new Scream trailer. Did you enjoy it?
Do you even care about Scream?
Do you care about Scream anymore? As Leon quite rightly said, we don't. And are you going to be watching this in the cinema, or are you just going to wait for it to come on streaming or Sky or whatever? Drop us some comments down below and let us know. Our next topic is, you heard us in the previous video talking about actors on their way up. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And one of the actors that got mentioned was Will Poulter.
Yeah.
Well, Will Poulter has just hit the jackpot because...
Jackpot, baby.
Yeah, jackpot big time. Because he's now just been cast as Adam Warlock in the next Guardians of the Galaxy film, which is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I think they are working on right now.
And for those that don't know who he is, he's the Maze Runner brother.
Yeah, he was in Detroit. Detroit was we mentioned about Detroit.
Detroit. He was in that one where they were scamming. I think they were doing credit cards or something. Boy, I can't remember that.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Anyway, this report comes from Deadline. After teasing his appearance at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Adam Warlock looks ready to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the next installment of the hit franchise. Sources tell Deadline that Will Poulter has landed the role of Warlock in Marvel's anticipated sequel. James Gunn is returning to direct, with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige producing. It goes on to talk about James Gunn and, seeing... The Revenant. Yes, he was also in The Revenant.
Yeah.
He had a really good role in The Revenant.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
And he was in Black Mirror. He was in one of the episodes.
I've never seen Black Mirror, you know that.
You've never seen Black Mirror?
I know I need to
you
watch
ain't lived.
it. I need to watch it, I know.
Black Mirror fan.
I know. But when I heard this, I think if I only saw Will Poulter in We Are the Millers, I'd have been like, what the hell's this? Like, why are you casting this guy? But because I've seen him in dark roles, like especially Detroit, I'm not gonna lie, Detroit for me sells Will Poulter in any part for me. I personally feel he can do any part after seeing Detroit. He was just fantastic in that film, and how dark he was. I was blown away. Obviously, he was in The Revenant as well. He had a really good part next to Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy.
So he's seasoned.
He's very seasoned.
And you know what?
He's very seasoned.
He climbed the ranks properly. He
He
never got fast track.
Yeah.
He's done the rounds. I
Yeah.
remember seeing him, he must have been about 14, 15 on some BBC drama. And I thought, this kid is something special.
Yeah.
He's something special.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, he's one hell of an actor.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But as we said, he's hit the jackpot now. If
Jackpot.
you're in the MCU in a major role, you've hit the jackpot.
And he's only a young buck.
He's only in his 30s. Early 30s. I think.
I think it's late 20s.
Really?
Late 20s, early. But either way, the point I'm making is that he will be around for a while.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Without a
And
doubt.
that's the nice thing.
Without a doubt.
Like
But remember, we were talking about all the guys that we think are coming up. And remember, it's funny how we mentioned his name, and now a few days later we hear that he's been cast in an MCU film.
Yeah.
I think personally it's fantastic. And I'm just checking his age now. You're right, he's 28.
I told you, he's a
He's
young
a
buck.
tall guy as well. He's 6'3 1/4.
Okay.
That's almost as tall as me.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. So, right, you're not a Marvel comic book fan,
I'm not
are
a comic.
you?
I'm a Marvel fan, but I'm not.
comic
I'm
books,
not
though.
deep like
In
you
a-
and Michael Adji.
Michael Adji comic book
Big
concert.
up Michael Adji.
We'll get him on at some point. He's just getting ready for Comic Con.
I don't care what he's getting. You're too busy for man, yeah? Don't
We'll
be
have
too
him on
busy,
soon. We'll have
Michael,
him on
man.
soon. But basically, the character Adam Warlock is essential to Marvel Comics. Basically, he was a big part of the Infinity Saga in the comics. So much so that we expected him to turn up when Thanos was doing his thing in Infinity War and Endgame. We expected Adam Warlock because he's integral. Adam Warlock is integral to that whole saga.
Right.
He at some point he wields the gauntlet. He gets the Soul Stone. He's very, very, and he's also one of the most powerful beings in Marvel Comics as well. So again, we all expected him to show up, and obviously he was teased at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
At the end when Princess Aisha says, "Oh, I'm going to create a new being to battle the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I shall name him Adam," and every one of us got excited about that. But obviously not.
I didn't, because I didn't know who they were talking about.
But all of us comic book heads did, and obviously nothing happened for a while. But yeah, I mean, the character's really funny because at some point in the comics, he steals or tries to steal Thor's girlfriend away from him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's involved in a lot of stuff in the comics. So I hope they transcend that into the somehow into the cinematic universe. It's for me, it's inspired casting because, as I said, if I only saw him in We Are the Millers, and a lot of people have only seen him in We Are the Millers, you wouldn't think why would they put. But again, I've just said he's 6'3 and a quarter.
And not only that, just look at his back catalogue. He's
Fantastic
been working.
actor. Yeah,
He's been
fantastic
working
actor.
non-stop.
And again, we mentioned him in the last show about being one of the up and comers.
And then twos.
Yeah, so we called it right, man. We know our shit.
And we know who's going to the top.
You know what I mean?
We know who's going to the
Obviously,
top.
this is going to be a several film deal, as it is with any Marvel, big Marvel character.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's set.
Yeah.
But I'm actually interested, now that I've told you about the Thor thing, you know, they just finished filming Thor Love and Thunder, the fourth Thor film. I'm actually wondering if he's going to appear in that. Because they've not said anything.
No.
But I'm wondering if he will.
Maybe.
Because Thor will show up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Because if you remember at the end of Endgame, he goes away with them lot.
Yeah.
And them lot do show up in this next Thor as well.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, if the crossover.
Yeah, if he does show up before the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 film in Thor Love and Thunder. You hearing all of this, do you think he'll show up? Or what do you expect overall from Will Poulter adding him to the MCU?
First of all, Guardians of the Galaxy is like my favourite, like it's one of my favourite kind of Marvel films.
Okay.
Like I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I have to say,
like,
I love it.
I do. You know, everything else, Avengers and blah blah blah.
Black
Panther. Black Panther. But
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy for me, I watch it over and over and over and over. And I'm not a man that watches things over, like new things over and over. I got my old classics that I watch all the time. But Guardians of the Galaxy, when it comes on, I'm happy to watch it and sing along with a couple tunes and a couple jokes and whatnot. But as for Will, I think Will's just gonna boss the place. Like the world is actually really gonna see him. And he's just gonna go from strength to strength.
I think this is gonna catapult him into A-list.
A-list?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, obviously he's worked a lot and he's had a lot of good parts in big projects.
Yeah.
I don't think he was quite A-list yet, but this will catapult him.
He's worked like A-list.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
But this is gonna take him next level.
Yeah. This is gonna be the time after this. He's not going to be asked to audition anymore. He's just going to be like, we wrote this for you.
We want Will in the same way. We want Dwayne Johnson. We want him in. Yeah. Because he's going to be one of those.
100%.
You don't ask Samuel L. Jackson to audition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Audition. Can you imagine being Samuel's agent? They want you to audition. He'd be like, fuck that job.
You know what I mean?
And put the phone down.
He'd probably think, is this a joke? Am I being punked or something?
Yeah. Just be laughing.
You know what I mean? Well, one thing we'll have to do, though, is buff up.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get on the Sawzall. Bit more plates, more dates there. He's going to have to jump on the Sawzall there, boy. What do you think? Because he's not exactly,
Let me explain something to you. He's very tall and he's very slim.
Yeah.
So if you see him hench all of a sudden, it weren't chicken and broccoli. Because that's what these men do.
Chicken, rice and broccoli, That's the code for... Yeah, I used a little bit of chemical help.
Yeah. And it was like, what's his name?
Who?
Was it who played Wolverine?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. 1 minute he was normal, next minute he was jacked. And I see him on an interview with like Jonathan Ross, and he was I've just been eating this and eating that. As man, we've been in shape.
We are gym rats. Remember, we're the gym rat pack.
We've been in shape. We've been out of shape. We've been in shape.
Yes.
But sometimes these people just go right there and they're talking about chicken and broccoli.
Right.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Now, obviously, if you know my history, I'm no
angel.
Well, I wouldn't say angel or something, but I'm no stranger to performance enhancing drugs. Right. So I've got, I've also got a degree in pharmaceutical chemistry. So there you go. But Will Poulter is not a naturally big guy in terms of muscle mass. Obviously, he's a very tall guy, which is actually going to make it more difficult for him to put on muscle mass naturally.
Yeah.
And as you see with all the Marvel boys, you need to get hench, and you need to get hench fast. So
depending on when they're filming.
But he's listen. Here's the thing that people don't seem to understand. If you're a guy that's not used to working out, as a Will Poulter, or as I assume he is, you will get newbie gains, of course, very quickly.
Yeah.
Within, the first 6 months is going to be newbie gains. But believe me when I say newbie gains is not going to be enough for you to be in a Marvel film.
On screen.
Right.
Hench.
Right. So you will have to use a little bit of assistance. So that could be or a slightly above TRT dose of testosterone, whatever the case may be. But obviously he'll be looked after by the best doctors, So
Hollywood, baby.
It's what's needed. Hollywood. And listen, as long as he can do it safely, good luck to him, man. Good to go for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're not recommending it.
We're not recommending it, but we're not dissuading. I mean, we're not penalising him at all. Yeah. Especially my history, I can't say anything at all.
You definitely can't say anything.
But it'll be interesting to see what More Plates, More Dates has got to say about Will Poulter.
Yeah. I bet you the conversation comes up.
Oh yeah.
You will hear Greg.
Yeah.
Or
maybe Greg do say
but
but Greg do More Plates, More Dates is the one that actually dissects what he thinks they'll be using or what they think they've used and go into it, you know what I mean, on a scientific level. I'm very interested to hear what More Plates, More Dates. But also, Greg Doucette, I'm interested to see what he says as well about how Will Poulter's going to get in shape for this role.
Or is he just going to stay Marga?
I very much doubt that. I don't even think that's an option.
No?
Listen, Camille Nanjiani, that's all I need to say to you. Yeah?
Fair enough.
Camille, you all know who I'm talking about. He's going to be appearing in the Eternals. Yeah? You saw the ridiculous transformation.
Yeah, but that was chicken and broccoli.
Yeah, of course it was.
Chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
And protein drinks.
Yeah, man, because you can inject chicken and broccoli now, innit? But anyway. So Will Poulter.
Salute.
Adam Warlock. Yes, bro. We salute your work, man. Big time. What do you think of him getting this role? We personally think it's fantastic. We think he's the right guy for the job. What do you think of him getting the role? Who would you cast in the role? And what do you think he'll be doing to get in shape for this role? Leave us your comments down below and let us know.
Yeah. So, Whoopi Goldberg is back.
Yes, she is.
What did I last see her in? Ghost?
It feels like that, innit?
It does.
It feels like that.
What's the last thing Whoopi was in?
Bloody hell.
Jumping Jack Flash. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Jumping Jack Flash. Colour purple.
Yeah.
Colour purple.
I mean, she must have been in some... I know, obviously, she's concentrating more on her talk show stuff.
Yeah.
For all the guys in the UK, like us, she's on... what's it called? What's that talk show she's on?
No.
I don't know.
It's like Loose with Women in America.
In America, yeah.
You know,
but,
their version of it.
She's obviously concentrated on that. She's one of the main players on that. Which that's why it's surprising to hear that she's now going to be part of an ensemble cast for a film about the murder of Emmett Till. So Emmett Till, if you guys know, back in the day, I think in the 50s or 60s, was a young black boy, who was murdered by racist white people because he supposedly whistled at a white woman, which the white woman in question then actually admitted before her death, not too long ago, that didn't happen.
When did she admit it?
It was just before her death. Just a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
This happened in the 50s, wherever. Just before her death, she admitted it.
Why?
I don't know. Why are you asking me? Like, I don't know. Ask her.
Why is she doing it now? You know why? Because she's going to meet a maker. That's why.
Yeah.
You're going to meet your maker.
You're going to meet your maker. You got to answer for this.
When you think about it, yeah? Just quickly.
Yeah.
Say like the 50s, like times were different. They were different. So she's seen the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. She's seen the progression and the integration.
Well, you think she's been changed?
No, but what I'm saying is the guilt might have got more over years.
It's quite possible.
And made it more difficult. if things were like the 50s now,
Yeah.
I don't think she would give two shits.
Probably not. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, she's probably seen a lot.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
When she was in the 50s, you're going into the shop, there was the white guy there, the white milkman, the white postman, the white this, So 60s, 70s, 80s, everyone started changing the demographics. So right at the end, she's like, he was innocent. Because she knows she going to hell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you don't even have to believe in God. She's going to somewhere.
This is part of a massive ensemble cast, but obviously Whoopi Goldberg is the most famous name out of this. This report comes from Variety, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read.
Make sure you don't.
Okay, relax. Till tells the story. Till's going to be the name of the film. Till tells the story of Mammy Till Mobley, chronicling her decision to have an open casket at Emmett's funeral and allowing Jet magazine to publish David Jackson's funeral photos in order to ensure people everywhere saw the true horrors of her son's murder. The decision from the grieving mother was a galvanizing moment that led to the creation of the civil rights movement. Goldberg is set to portray Till's grandmother, Alma Carthan. It's I think a lot of people know what that article was referring to when they talk about the funeral photos. I mean, the boy looked like the Elephant Man, and I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm just telling you what the guy looked like. You can Google the pictures and see for yourself. They beat that boy like he was nothing, like he was literally a piece of shit on their shoe.
But he was to them.
To them, yeah.
Like he really was to them. Yeah. That's really how they saw him.
Obviously, I think for both of us, it's just hard to comprehend living in a world where you could be put to death for whistling at a white woman. Obviously, we live in a completely different time, but that's why it's just I just can't. I can't get my brain around that. I'm glad I can't, because
not that we can whistle at any woman now.
You get what I'm saying. But it's not something that you'd put someone to death over.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he didn't even do it.
No,
he didn't even do it. That's the messed up part about it. He didn't even do it, and they beat this boy like he was just nothing. Because to these kind of people, that's how black people were to them.
Nothing.
You know, nothing in the 50s. We just, inconveniences that they have to look at.
Yeah.
But someone stealing their oxygen. That's how they looked at black people in those. A lot of people did, especially in the South.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm glad things have changed, because I don't think I'd live very long if I don't think both of us would. If that was still the case.
But that's because we got that mentality. We would have been conformists. We wouldn't have conformed. No, not conform, but I'm saying you just...
I would have been out there with the Black Panthers. I would have been out there with the Black Panthers.
Yeah.
But I know you would have been as well. That's why I said I don't think we'd live very long. Because we wouldn't have it. We're not them kind of people. No. We wouldn't have it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I encourage a lot of people to just Google that picture, and it's going to be slightly upsetting, but I would encourage you to Google just to make you remember where we've been, because I feel like a lot of people.
It weren't that long ago.
And I feel like a lot of people forget where we've come from. And I feel like when you forget where we've come from, it leads to making the same mistakes in the future.
A bit of complacency,
right.
A bit of right.
Exactly. Right. And so I always encourage you to look at those pictures and to see where we've come from. Where a boy, I can't remember how old he was, but I don't think he was older than 10.
He was a young boy.
He wasn't older than 10.
Yeah. Just
beat to death. Where his face looked like the Elephant Man. That's why his mum asked Jet magazine to take that picture of him in the casket with. And remember, so his face, he was in the casket, which means the Undertaker or who is it? I can't remember the name, the job.
It'd be a mortician, isn't it?
Is it who fixes them up for
does the embalming and
right?
Yeah.
So that's him as a fixed up. So imagine how he looked before the guy fixed him up. Do you know what I mean? Imagine how he looked before the guy fixed him up. It's because his face was messed up in the casket.
Yeah.
It is upsetting, but at the same time, I would encourage you guys to look at it and see where we come from. I'm glad they're making a film about this. Actually, I think it's a long time. They should have done this a long time ago. What do you feel? How do you feel about it?
I'm in two minds.
Really?
I'm in two minds.
What about them making a film about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
I'm always in two minds about this, like, you know, like, was it like 7 Years a Slave or what was that? What was that?
12
one?
Years
12
a Slave.
Years a Slave.
Yeah. But why? Why?
Because first of all, it's like, this is when black people start getting noticed. And they'll get like an Oscar or a Grammy or something for these kind of slave stuff. But they're not going to get it for their creative stuff or positive stuff.
Okay. You know what? You've got a good point there.
Yeah.
And you've touched on something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, which is, why is it that when we talk about black people in history, we never go back to the glory days when we were kings and queens? For instance, I hear that Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler want to make a King Mansa Musa film, who was, a lot of people speculate was the richest man ever, right? Why can't we do a film? Why are films like that not being made? Why are films not being made about the creation of Haiti, which is the only country to fight and win against their oppressors, the slave owners, which were French.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Why aren't films being made about that? You know, I really like that you said that.
Yeah.
Because that's always been my thing. When you talk about black people's history, you always want to go to slavery. Like, that's the only thing in our history. Where we have, like, for instance, Black Panther touched on the female warriors at the Dora Milaje. That actually came from the Dahomey Amazons. They call them Amazons, which is funny because every time you see Amazons now, you see white women, right? But the Dahomey Amazons were from Benin, and they were the major force in pushing back the colonialist French in Benin. The French were scared of fighting them. Right. They were vicious. They were chopping them off, putting their heads on things like they were vicious. And it's funny how no one, because I'm just telling facts here. You know, the Western world like to think that they're ahead when it comes to like women's rights and so on and so forth. You've got to remember there were queens and women warriors in Africa when women in the Western world were just considered property. They weren't even allowed to vote, you know, but yet we had women warriors who were like frontline warriors. We had women queens. So I think it's very, I think it's they're not taking responsibility for telling the full truth. And I think that's what lets a lot of black people down, because they don't know their history and they don't know their full history. But yeah, you make a very good point.
Yeah,
you make a good.
And the other
point.
thing is, it's like my other gripe with it is just that I don't know if I can pay my money, go to the cinema for an experience, because I like to escape. That's what cinema's about for me. To go somewhere to be upset.
Do you know what?
Do you know what I mean? And that's not like any particular. That's not just because they're black, or
because I got the same from Schindler's List. I'm not Jewish.
Or if you ever saw The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, did you ever see that film?
No.
Right, about concentration camps.
Right, you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's
really,
not just a black thing.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
I don't want to go there.
But then again,
there are people that need to know.
Yes.
But I do know.
Yeah, but then you're just talking from your perspective.
No, yeah.
See,
it's selfish of me, but I'm just talking from my perspective.
I feel I get 100% where you're coming from,
and I do watch these things.
Yeah,
but it has to be the right time for me.
Yes.
Just because it's at the cinema, I'm not gonna go there. But there'll be a time I'm at home and it's like, right, I'm ready now. And I'm gonna watch it. And I won't shy away from any of it.
Yeah.
You know.
I 100% where you get come. I 100% get you, because for instance, we talk about Detroit with Will Poulter.
Yeah.
I can only watch that film once.
Yeah.
I came out of the cinema so mad. Because, you know, that's a story where in the end they get away with it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you who was madder than me that watched the film with me, and you'll be laughing. Damien. Okay. Damien Ashley, who's also one of the gym rat pack. He watched it with me. He's a white guy and he was mad as hell. He was madder than me. So I think it affects a lot of people in the way that you said, and because of that, I can only watch that film once because it just puts me in a mood I don't want to be in. Same with Schindler's List. It's not just about black people. Schindler's List. I can only watch that once. I've only watched that once. I can't watch that again. Fantastic film. It just puts me in a mood I don't want to be in. And it's these. I get 100% where you're coming from. But then again, you have to look at it like I said, history needs to be told. But I feel balance. That's true, and that's why is the balance. That's why I agree with you. But they just need to make more of the films that me and you were just talking about the successes of black people in history. For instance, I'll give you an example. We all know about the Great Wall of China. Do you know that before that was a Great Wall of Benin that was even bigger than that? You didn't even know that, did you? I'm gonna say no. Well, there you go. Not a lot of people know that. Do you know what I mean? But again, this is not told. This is why a lot. What happened to the wall? It got destroyed by the colonialists who came there. Oh, they destroyed it. Okay. There's still remnants of that wall in Benin, but you don't hear about it no more. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why a lot of Westerners believe that, you know, Africa in general is backwards and this and that. And not to get into a long story, because this could be a few hours discussion. But if anyone knows the story, I mean, there's a lot of, like, if you go on YouTube, there's a lot of, like, white professors of universities who tell you the history of Africa. And they tell you that if Africa was left alone, they would be the forerunners in the world. You know, because let's get it right. All the natural resources come from Africa. There's a saying in the world that whoever controls Africa controls the world. You know? So, yes, I would, you know, like, as you said, there needs to be balance. I do think this film needs to be made. And I want it to be graphic. Yeah, and I want it to be graphic. Yeah, well, it has to be. But at the same time, as you quite rightly pointed out, we need to start getting away from only showing slavery or, you know, just black people from history not doing oppression. We have a rich history. You know, that slavery is a tiny slice of Africa's history, you know, and I feel, as you said, there needs to be balance and some of that needs to be told, you know. But saying that, I will watch this film. I'm probably only going to be able to watch it once. Yeah. It's not one to sit down with your popcorn. And, do you want to watch that film again? Which one? The one where the youth gets banged up? Yeah. I'm probably only going to be able to watch it once. Yeah. Although I will say, an exception to that Django. No, that's a bit different. Judas and the Black Messiah. Have you watched that? You know what? I saw a piece of it and I fell asleep. You need to watch it. But I will say, even though that was sad, for some reason, I don't have a problem watching that again and again. For some reason, even though that was quite sad and, you know, racism and all of that, I think maybe because Fred Hampton was all about the Rainbow Coalition. So he was getting, and that's why they wanted him dead, because he was getting Latinos together. He was getting poor white people together. They were all getting together, bro. And they were like, well, if this, we're done. If this you know happens, what I mean? Yeah. So I think maybe that could be it. But anyway. What do you think? Yeah. Do you want to see this again? Do you know about the history of Emmett Till? Do you know about the case? And do you want to see this on film? And what do you think about showing Africa's history apart from slavery? Again, slavery is only a small slice of it. What do you think about films showing, you know, how the oppressors got beaten as well? Malai? let us know in the comments what you think.
And do you even care? And if you don't, say that.
Right, our final topic is The Rock is saying now that the crew members of the Fast and Furious franchise that he was in with Vin Diesel had secretly thanked him for slamming Vin Diesel, calling him a candy ass and whatever the hell other things he called him. This report came to us via IndieWire. I'm not going to bother reading it because I think as we are, you're quite sick to death of this beef between The Rock and Vin Diesel. You know, this has been going on for ages, and I think I mean I don't want to say it's petty because I don't know what's gone on between them two, but it seems like from what The Rock says, Vin Diesel wasn't professional. He was turning up late, and you know The Rock's the kind of man who likes to get there early and do whatever, be professional, blah blah blah, which I get. You'd be upset. And they came to blows over it or something like that. I just feel like it's a childish beef that just needs to be put to bed. And that now I don't see why The Rock is saying that the crew members thanked him. Like, what purpose does that serve? And I'm a Rock fan, don't get me wrong. But
they're doing enough of Fast and Furious, are they?
Yeah, but The Rock is not appearing in it.
Okay.
Because of this beef. This is why they've gone and done their Hobbs and Shaw, him and Jason Statham. Yeah. He's not going to be... He's already said, I'm not appearing in any more Fast and Furious films.
That boy. Because he wasn't in the last one.
No, he wasn't. No,
and
he's not going to be in the next one.
And he was missed.
Probably. I didn't watch Fast. I'm going to be honest with you. Even if it comes on TV, I don't know if I'm going to watch it because I've heard very bad reviews. I didn't like 8, so it's...
Last one was terrible.
Yeah.
I said that in another video.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't get a chance to say anything.
You did.
Because I'm not even going to do no review, but I'm just going to say, like, I love the Fast franchise. But after...
Up until about 6. 6 was the last good one.
When The Rock came and they went to Brazil, and then they came to England...
Yeah. That was 5. I think 5 was when The Rock came in.
And then
6.
When did they come to England?
I think that was 6.
That was 6. After then, when they started jumping cars through buildings and all that, it just got stupid.
Yeah.
And then on the last one, like I said, what's it? Ludacris and Tyrese driving the car into space.
Yeah.
Like they're like, imagine look, we're sitting there. Oh, we're in space. Like we're in a fucking car. Like really? Like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know there's always been mad stunts, like a man jumping and grabbing onto the back of the tailpipe and whatever. But come on, like, going to space, it was just ridiculous.
Bro.
And the thing between The Rock and Vin Diesel, I think Vin Diesel, obviously, he was king of that for a while.
Yeah. He's one of the producers as well.
Yeah, The Rock's come in now.
Yeah.
And there's no one cooler than The Rock.
Yeah.
Like, you can't upstage The Rock.
Yeah.
But he definitely upstaged Vin Diesel.
Yes.
And I think Vin Diesel felt that.
Probably.
I think he felt that.
Probably.
Like, he was the guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy. First Fast and Furious come out like 2001. Something like 2001. So where was Rock? Rock was still WWE in it and whatever. Vin Diesel was just a young buck.
Yeah.
So he's coming now. And Rock's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're way too comfortable here about your late.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do my thing and go home.
I feel you're right, 100%. I feel like it's 2 alpha males.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously one alpha male's, that's his thing. This is, he's one of the producers, so this is his thing.
Yeah.
And then with the another alpha male's come in there. And you know, it's funny because do you know how The Rock first came into the franchise? Someone actually, I think, tweeted that they would love to see The Rock versus Vin Diesel in it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it just gathered up a lot of steam.
Yeah.
And then they thought, well, this will make a bag of money. So, which it did, obviously.
And it did, yeah.
Because the Rock being in there made the money for Fast and Furious go right up in the box office. So yeah, I think you're right. It's a a lot of testosterone. Alpha males, you know what I mean? It's just one of them ones.
Both on TRT.
Yeah. And then some, but anyway. I feel like The Rock is always known as a professional. He's always whatever he's doing,
Everywhere he
everything
goes.
he's doing, and this is why he's so. This is one of the reasons why he is so successful. I'm not saying that Vin Diesel's not, but obviously, like we said, if you've got two alpha males there, and you got one who's got one way of doing things, you got another one who's got another way of doing things, they're gonna clash.
Yeah.
They're gonna clash
No two
because
ways.
there's not gonna be any compromise or anything like that. There's gonna clash, and it's proven because The Rock has said. He's come out and said he's never going to be in another Fast and Furious film.
So it was that deep.
It was that deep. And he's obviously gone off now since then and done Hobbs and Shaw with Jason Statham. And obviously that's probably going to be a franchise now. Even though I thought Hobbs and Shaw wasn't that good.
Won't rate it.
Did you watch it as well?
That was with Idris, innit?
Yes, Black Superman.
Nah, I wasn't sure.
I weren't rating that at all. I weren't rating that at all.
Convinced.
Especially the end stuff with all they got high tech weapons and you got clubs and it just didn't. I get what The Rock was trying to do. He was trying to big up his Samoan culture.
It just didn't.
It didn't fit the film.
It didn't go together.
It didn't. So I don't know why The Rock is bringing up this again. Because I think people are tired of this beef. People are tired of it. It's been going on for a long time. People are tired of it.
But then, maybe someone just asked him.
Yeah,
Maybe someone just asked him.
It's quite possible.
And he's like, you know what? Even the crew thanked me.
It's
thanked me for
quite
telling-
possible. But then why? Even then, why still bring it up?
Yeah, but everything's a story.
Why still bring it up?
he
You're
might-
The Rock is Mr. Hollywood. That should be fly shit to him right about now.
Yeah.
That shouldn't even be on his radar. Do you know what I mean? If someone brought that up and I'm The Rock, I was like, yeah, we've been there, done that. We've said all we've had to say about that. Let's drop that now. Do you know what I mean? As simple as that.
Maybe.
I don't. I mean, listen. If I don't know if they're trying to make something more out of it, like they're going to have a boxing match later on or something. That'd be nice to see. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. By the way, The Rock and Vin Diesel getting it on in the ring or the cage.
But don't you think Vin Diesel will get bust? Really?
Probably.
No, definitely.
Well, yeah.
Because all right,
yeah,
we know about wrestling, but the athleticism.
yeah.
The athleticism.
You can't take that away from The Rock. He is very athletic.
And just the wrestlers in general.
Yes.
You can't take it away from them. Having that ability, all it takes is for them to do a couple moves for real.
Yeah.
A man's broken.
And you can see that Vin Diesel in between films doesn't really train because I've seen pictures of him with his dad bod.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's what. Man's got titties.
But then that also shows you how good TRT is because he'll be ready for the film all jacked and shit.
I think there was one Fast and Furious where he wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, there was one. I can't remember. If you remember, he was wearing a white top and it was like...
He's always wearing a white top.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but there was one and I was just like, bro, you didn't get ready.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't ready.
You need to try and find...
But you're not big on Fast and Furious. I clocked all these things.
I'm not.
But you'll see in another scene, he was slightly more cut.
Oh, in the same film.
In the same film.
Okay, so
there was a big gap.
Yeah, between each scene and when they filmed it.
And then I was like, that it don't make sense. When you're a gym head, you look at them things.
Yeah, it's true.
You look at them things.
It's true.
That man just got in shape.
Yeah.
But it's all over the place because obviously they don't shoot films in sequence.
Yeah, of course.
They do the big budget stuff, the small budget, the areas, the location. So
it all depends.
But Vin Diesel for me, I'm not really a big Vin Diesel fan.
I'm not a big Vin Diesel fan.
He does one thing.
Honest, but yeah.
He does one thing. He's one of those that pretty much does play himself in everything, but there's not much
variety.
Yeah, there's not much depth to that. It's not enough to keep me.
Yeah.
Like Samuel L. Jackson or someone that plays themselves.
Yeah.
Like there's just you're just trying to be cool all the time. You're just cool all the time.
Well, he's known as a Mary Sue. You know what that means, isn't it?
No.
So a Mary Sue, I only recently found out about this saying but a Mary Sue means someone who is unbeatable in a film. Someone who just can't lose.
Yeah.
No matter what they do.
Yeah.
And he's definitely that in Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
If you look at a lot of the fight scenes with pipes and stuff, and he's getting lick of a pipe, and
he's still,
you know what I mean?
Summoning that energy from somewhere.
They also call, mentioning Star Wars, they also call Rey a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden she's can use the Force. Luke had to go through lots of training to be able to use the Force. Her, all of a sudden, I can use the Force. I can do what I like, and you know what I mean. So she's also known as a Mary Sue. But yeah, Dominic Toretto is known as a Mary Sue.
Yeah, just too cool all the time. Like,
just
always cool. Like,
yeah, you can't get Brock up, and it just makes the films boring.
Yeah,
because there's no stakes. There's no stakes in Fast and Furious.
No.
Or to be honest, any film of Vin Diesel that I've seen, there's no stakes.
No.
I remember watching Bloodshot, that superhero film that he did.
Yeah.
And it was a good concept because I like those independent comic films.
Yeah, it was.
But it's I didn't feel he was in any danger.
Meh. It's just a meh. Yeah, Bloodshot.
Yeah.
But that didn't even go cinema, did it?
No, it did, but it didn't stay there long because of the pandemic.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
I don't think it would stay there long anyway.
Probably not, but there you go. But yeah, so what do you think about what The Rock said about the crew, liking what he said about
why? Why did he say that?
Vin Diesel? Why? Yeah, exactly what
What
Liam
did he
said.
have to
Why
gain?
did he say that? Did he need to say it? I mean, is this beef going to continue to the end of time? Are their kids going to have beef because of it? Are they going to have a boxing match or an MMA match because of it? That's something I'd like to see. Let us know in the comments down below what you think. And with that, the show is now over. So, we forgot to mention, thank you so much for the support. We are now at 106 subscribers.
106.
106.
This is an emotional day.
We were at 70 when we last did the show, so thank you so much. Seriously, we really appreciate the support. Please keep supporting us because, what? I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry.
I thought he was losing.
I'm not going to cry.
Like,
I'm not going to cry. No, but we really appreciate the support. And like we keep saying it, but we really do mean it. We have a lot of plans for this channel and this show. And, we can't do it without your support.
So bear with. Hang on in there. Jim Backpack.
We do. So, Leon, where can, and I know the answer to this before I even asked it, but where can the people get at you who are watching the show?
P.O. Box 375. If you want to holler me, holler Larry. Or holler me.
Yes.
From the
until he gets his social media up. Yes. If you want to holler at him or holler at me, you can get me at Twitter at Larry Olubamiwo. Or you can get me on Instagram at Larry Olubamiwo. That pretty much concludes the show. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and we will catch you on the next show. So from me, Larry Olubamiwo, ta-ta, and
peace and love.